Hello everybody, Carolina Tony coming to you today from Franklin, North Carolina at the Wilderness Taxidermy and Wildlife Museum. As you can see with Aslan looking over my shoulder here, we're in for an adventure. I want to thank you for stopping by my channel. If you're here for the first time, be sure to go down here and click subscribe. After that, ring that bell so you'll be notified every time we put a video out, which is always on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And we're going to go look at lots of taxidermied animals, but right after this station identification, right? I really do not even know where to start. This giraffe here is called a bull giraffe, and he was shot in Zimbabwe as part of a culling operation. Said there was 3,500 pounds of meat was divided amongst some tribes there. Culling is thinning out from the herd to keep them from becoming overpopulated. And I think a lot of folks doesn't realize as far as the advantages of hunting and culling out. Now, I'm not a hunter myself, but such as the deer population, if they don't thin them out, they would actually starve themselves out from overpopulation, such as what's happening in the world today with humans. This animal here was shot in Zimbabwe. For some reason right now, I'm wanting to break into Hakuna Matata. Such a wonderful phrase. Warthog. From Siberia, Russia. Look at the claws on that rascal. Out there breaking into a song. I can see it now. Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Oh. And that zebra is kind of looking on like, you gotta be kidding me. This wooden canoe is approximately 100 years old, and it belonged to the father of the world famous Rio Negro guide. His name was Popcorn, and the owner of this museum purchased it in 2004 while fishing in the region, and he said it took over 2 years for him to get it here to the United States. And it's carved from a single log. The bow and arrow right here is typical of what they use to hunt, even today.
Groups into the Amazon peacock bass fishing. But long before that, when I was a boy growing up, my father was a guide in the Amazon basin. He collected orchids for a living. And as a kid in the summer, my brothers and I, we'd all go to South America. And we stayed down there for a month, 6 weeks, 4, whatever it was, to collect the orchids we needed. So some of the artifacts are things we brought back during that era, but most of it is things that we've actually accrued over the last 15 to 20 years in Brazil mostly. That blowgun is not a fake one, that's a real blowgun. These are real poison arrows. I actually traded it with, I was down there when I was 19 years old collecting orchids, and I was hunting as well. And I got to hunt with the Indian boy that had that blowgun, and I traded him out of it when I left. So yeah, there's a lot of neat old stuff in here. The jaguar skins, my brother and I hunted them when we were growing up. Today you can't bring them in, that's a good thing. Very important.
Okay, this here's an added bonus. So
we're sewing them up.
You're sewing him up. Now, do you do anything special to the hide to keep it from stinking or whatever?
Well, we have to have it chemically tanned.
And
that's what we use. That's so it's actually a leather.
Yeah.
Now.
Right. Now, how long does it take to do the tanning process?
It's a fleshing and tanning process. The fleshing takes quite a while. You've got to get this hide down thin enough. Then you have to, undo the ears, its eyes, and then it has to go through the chemical tanning.
So even inside the ears, there's not cartilage in there?
Yeah, there's cartilage in there, but you've got to separate it.
Oh, okay. Now, what is that? Is that a water buffalo?
This is a blue wildebeest.
A wildebeest, okay.
You see them animals in National Geographic?
Yeah.
Crossing the river, getting eaten up by a crocodile? That's what this is.
No, I'm afraid there's not. So now, where you're working on, that's just a deer. A what? A reed buck. Okay. So his eyes, you would tuck them in, huh? Oh, cool. Rat butts.
We can have some rat butts, crazy asses, and even
All right, there is lots of stuff in here. We're right outside of Franklin, and this fella, they take people all over the world on hunting trips and fishing trips. He said he just got back from Africa.
the country wasn't illegal. We were camped in there collecting orchids for the family business. This is a very poor facsimile. This is an outstanding facsimile. It is so realistic that if it, to the unbeknown and probably 90% of people, you could pass it off as a real strong can. When I bought that, I paid only $10 for that. But standing there in front of me were the Cheraw Indians, and they had 2 real human heads.
Dude.
They wanted $600 a piece for them. I said, Daddy, spot me. He said, son, we're down here. We don't know how much money we're going to need to get out of here in time. So he said, I don't have the extra money. I said, come on, Dad, $600. You can still bring them in. It was legal to import them. Now, of course, it is. In 1970, it became illegal to bring them in. These human parts here, my brother got from in Nepal, and they're really interesting. That's a human femur bone, a human's cranium. That's a human skull, and that's a death mask, very old. That thing's probably 200 years old. And it's big, bad juju there. They wore that when they wanted to wish somebody bad luck. See all the little skulls around it? That's very, very, very priceless museum piece. Someday I'll let whoever needs it have it in that museum. The basin. We're dicking around there having lunch. The guys are cooking us some turtles. They just caught some turtles in the river and they're grilling them. And I was finding shards of pottery, which you find here in North America as well. And so I was digging a piece of Indian pottery for the early Amazonian Indians, and I turned this piece out of the mud and pulled it out. I said, holy shit, I have found something cool. It's a war club. So I showed it to the guide, and man, he just got so damn excited, he didn't know what to say. One of them was afraid to touch it. The other one said, you can't have it, it's illegal. I said, well, I'm fixing to take it home, Hoss. And watch me do this. I put it in the tackle box and brought it home. Yeah, there's some neat stuff in there. I'm most singularly proud of it. I'll explain. I ran a guide business in Wyoming, up in the high country. We did big game hunts and fishing adventures. I was hiking in, we're about 10,000 feet, very high up. Come over a knoll about the size of this building, and on top of the knoll was a flat place, and there had been an Indian teepee. How do you know? Because the rocks are still there. They would weight the flaps down with rocks around. It was a teepee ring. This was at the bottom of the hill. This part where I'm showing you, just this part right here was sticking out of the ground. I said, damn. The sod in Wyoming takes hundreds of years to grow. So I knew what was there was obviously very old. So I cut a good forked stick and I started scratching and digging, and I dug this piece out. And this was all hidden. The only thing showing is here and here. This is, in conjunction with the hill, this is a shaman's skull. No, buffalo didn't live at 10,000 feet. Nobody would carry a buffalo skull to 10,000 feet. They're going to carry just the food they need to eat and the guns and things they had. This is what old Remington did, his famous bronze of the Indian, giving sacrifice and homage to the American bison. This is, I had an Oglala Sioux Indian boy here. I'll tell him that. I said, oh my God, that's priceless. He said, would you be willing to sell it to me? I said, no, I don't sell it, I just have it. He was pointing out in here some of the stains in here. He said that was actually painted one time. No question, painted by the Indian. And it was a shaman Indian living by himself in a single teepee, 10,000 feet elevation. This skull was laying.
Wow.
That's the coolest damn thing I've got in this building.
Man.
I need to make a case to put it in with one of Remington's little bronzes, reproduction bronze. I need that. No, man.
Wow.
Real active still at one time.
Okay, this is Raccoon Corner. Here is an albino skunk. The man that owns this place killed this brown bear in Siberia, Russia, and that's his wife right there. And his wife was riding a white horse and said that this bear came from out of nowhere and he was going to eat that white horse with his wife on it. And luckily he got in between them and shot the bear in the chest and killed him before he ate her. This thing here is called a cod monster. It said the skull of the rare. And here up this persimmon tree is a possum. Hanging by his tail. Hello. Hello. This is the skull of the lion that I was standing beside. At the time he was shot, it was the 4th largest in the world. And he was actually charging the vehicle that they were in. Here's the bullet hole right there. Well, that was really interesting. It's more animals than you can shake a stick at. Really enjoyed it. Thank you for stopping by. If you haven't already, be sure to go down here and click subscribe. And also, if you would, consider being a sponsor /Patreon. Information is down below. But anyway, for now, y'all have a good day.